everyone, Mango7Roll here. How we doing today? Welcome to another episode of Epic 7, and this is going to be one of those, not opinionated, but something that brings out opinions in a lot of people. So we're going to start off with the exciting news, the happy news. The first exciting news is we're all going to be getting 500 Mystic Medals. That is flipping exciting. The other exciting news is our sponsor, Dissidia Final Fantasy Opera Omnia, which you can download in the link description below for free on Android and iOS. And this is exciting because remember how I said how much I liked Y'shtola? Well, it turns out her burst weapon, Truth Seeker, is added here, and it's going to be on a banner till May 6th. And the cool part is the first pull is free. So let's just do ours really quick. We'll skip the animation. We don't have much time. We got something shiny. Maybe it's one of her weapons. We might not get her burst, but we might get something. And we did! We got Thyrus, which is awesome. But the thing is, I didn't get... Oh! We got this one too, Iron. Nice! So we didn't get the burst weapon, but we did get some cool things. And the other awesome part is, not only is this one a free pull here, but there's also 5 free multi-draws total. So you have a bunch of chances to get her BT weapon, you know? Maybe this one will be it. Is this one shiny? Oh, I love her so much. She's so cool. And okay, we got Kuja and Salmon. Okay, not the right one, but I will take this one. I feel like this is a pretty good pull. We've got Y'shtola's limited time costume, which also comes with 9,000 discounted gems. And the cool part is this is from Final Fantasy XIV, the Scion outfit, and it was made by Tataru Taru, the awesome Lalafell, and it is just beautiful. We can see the model down here as well. So anyways, download Dissidia Final Fantasy Opera Omnia in the link description below for free, and I'll see you there. And thank you for watching that. Dissidia Final Fantasy Opera Omnia has been really fun. I've been logging into it every day, and I've just been enjoying pulling, and Y'shtola is awesome. And sponsors help me pull more, LOL. So anyways, let's talk about the actual situation at hand. I will link this in the description below so you can read it, since it's a lot here and I don't really want to go through it all. So long story short, before I get into this, the ordering in which Solitaria's abilities work, especially when interacting with Ayala Violin, were not labeled correctly and do not work the way it was written, which is problematic for a lot of reasons. So I'm not going to give my opinion on this in general. I'm just going to read what they say and go by this post. Actually, I will give my opinion for something like this. I don't know what I would do in their situation for Smilegate, but I just want stuff like this to stop happening, you know? Like, I play a bunch of gacha games, and the Epic 7 subreddit and the Path of Exile subreddit that I also play a lot of, they're just it's just so much, you know? It's just so much stress and complaining in the Disgaea subreddit right now. It's just tough. But the Saga and the Dissidia and the Guardian Tale subreddits, they're just flowers and rainbows. So I just want flowers and rainbows, you know? Is that too much to ask? So let's read some of this from Iruminia. This is Korea again. I'm back because I wanted to hear your opinions about the Solitaria incident. She was quite big in Korea right now, but it seems not many people here care about it, which made me curious. And this is kind of true. I haven't really heard anybody talking about this. So so it says, just to share with you the timeline, it all started from a post about the Solitaria bug. When she equips Ayala Violin, the priority gets messed up, resulting in a debuff caused by the skill to come after the Ayala Violin, which removes the buff after attacking. Of course, the effect on the skill thing was when attacking, so this doesn't make sense. Basically, it said it would do one thing in the skill description, and it actually did another. So some people started pulling it for an ML5 selector because obviously wording is wrong, and you can't do wrong things like this too much in gacha games. It's just really tough to do when people are spending a lot of money for them. I don't think this is ever a good idea, starting to pull just to try to get an ML5 selector. I would never do that. When we complained for this matter, SG said they are checking the bug, and after 12 hours they posted and said it was intended, and it was because of the new feature that Solitaria has on her skill set, which we have never heard during the character preview. We tried testing a lot after that, but there were some things that didn't make sense if it really was intended. They found some bugs related to Violet, ML Violet, and Silk. So this is tough because on face value, you're like, well, before what was said would happen was Ayala Violin and the Daydream would essentially happen at the same time. And if you were to hit somebody with a skill 1, an AoE skill 1 with Solitaria, you wouldn't strip the immunity and then land the Daydream debuffs, right? But you actually do now, and they're changing it so you do, and they're changing her text to reflect that as well. So now you can actually get rid of immunity and Daydream after. And you might think, this is a buff for Solitaria. Why are people, why are people up in arms? And they actually mentioned this, and I didn't think about this right off the bat. I don't know how legitimate this is, but it is a reason, and there surely might be 1 or 2 people that actually did this. So first off, they're kind of mad that they said it's intended and not a bug, even though it was texted wrong. So now the care community is saying that, like, how can we trust what's coming out? Because they can just say, yo, whoops, it was intended. The text is different. On the other hand, this was the interesting one for me, and this actually makes a lot of sense, especially since this is something I get asked a boatload. I get asked, what ML should I summon for? Should I pity this one, or should I wait for the next? So this is something that is directly affecting basically everybody, right? Like, I get asked this a lot. So second one is because of the rotation. We had the ML Basar, which was the Mystic summons before the Solitaria. There were some people who saw her skill set and decided to pull for ML Basar, thinking the immunity will counter Solitaria since she can't strip. So in the way it was written, Basar would have his immunity buff up, and then Solitaria wouldn't land Daydream, and it would kind of be a way to counter that. And they are saying that some people then spent money on Basar or used their pity on Basar because of that, instead of grabbing Solitaria, which is actually a legitimate reason. That sort of situation has came up a lot in the past. But now their unit that they just spent money for and summoned for is now essentially kind of not hard countered, but pretty effectively countered by Solitaria, which is kind of a tough situation to be in. Like they said here, now with that intended Ayala first and debuff after, immune buff to an ally can be nullified at an 80% chance. With that skill 1, she will strip and cast a debuff with the Daydream on all units. If they knew that this kind of thing would happen, why would they decide to spend money to pull something that is going to be countered by the next summon? So this is something that is difficult. And while this might not be as night and day as other situations might be, there's still a lot of money involved, right? Like, for example, I spent $600 on Solitaria, which is ridiculous. I shouldn't have done that, but I did. And some people might have done the same for Basar, and now Solitaria is countering them after it wasn't supposed to when they showed what Solitaria did. So it's tough. It's really tough. And to give you a better example, I guess, let's say they put out Arbiter Vildred in a Mystic summon right now, and somebody's waiting to see what the next summon is, and they find out it's somebody that doesn't counter Arbiter Vildred, and Arbiter Vildred is really good against, for example. They spend their $600 or whatever and summon Arbiter Vildred, because a lot of people do play for power and power only, which is how they determine where they spend their money. And then when the character comes out the week after, it turns out the wording on our skill was wrong, and now Arbiter Vildred is countered by the skill. So that's kind of the situation they're sitting in right now. It's a really tough one. It really is. And I'm not even sure what to say about this, because this is not something that can keep happening. Like, when I first initially read this, I kind of said, like, ML Selector, really? You're arguing for that? But this part right here, like, this is true. This is true. Somebody could have definitely done this, which just... it's tough. I don't even know what to say about it. Anyway, the long and the short of it, we're going to be getting 500 Mystic Medals, which is good for everybody, obviously, but it's nowhere near enough for the people that may or may not have gotten screwed by this. We're also going to be getting 2 Leafs and 100k gold. Sure, that's kind of fine and dandy. So I'm not trying to like start a riot or anything. I don't really like that style of thing right now. I'm just really curious what everybody thinks, because it's a tough one. It honestly is. When I first went into this, I thought, oh no, this person is being ridiculous. And judging by the subreddit posts and the likes and dislikes, there are a lot of people who think that way. But this is tough. This is tough. They have a really, really good point, and I think this is one of those cry wolf situations where the Korean community for Epic 7 has been really vocal and angry about a lot of things, and we may be taking this one lightly because of that, you know? Anyways, I'm going to stop talking about this. I'm going to start talking about good things, like Epic 7 is fun. I love Solitaria. I'm going to go use her in Guild War right now, and 500 Mystic Medals for the banner after, and that's all good. So thank you so much for watching. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe as always. Go play DFFOO, and I'll talk to y'all later. Bye, everybody.